Good Gun Family, Urban Gun Reviews, and today on the show on Friends with Guns, we have a very special guest, Miss Yoki Sturrip. Thank you for coming on.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Anytime, it's all my pleasure for real. Yep. So I appreciate you coming on the show, and we're just gonna hop right into the questions if that's cool with you.
Okay, let's
Yep.
do it.
Yep. All right. So the first question that I ask everybody is, where are you from?
I am from Miami, Florida, born and raised in the county of Dade.
Okay. Shout out Dade. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, how did you come up with your YouTube channel name?
It's my name.
Okay.
Yoki is my name, and Stirrup is my last name.
All right. That's dope. That's dope.
That's
So,
just who I am.
so was it like you just from the jump you was like I'm just gonna use my name, or did you have like other names you thought about?
No, I didn't. What I was trying to do, I was trying to keep everything together
Yeah.
because I had a pretty big following on Instagram and on Facebook already. So I didn't
Okay.
want to confuse anybody. So, hey, just follow me on YouTube or come check out my YouTube. It's Yoki Sturrip. And
Okay.
everybody pretty much knew my name. So it was very easy for them to associate the channel with
Hmm.
me. And I didn't want to, cause any confusion or anything.
Yeah. So were you doing like other type of content before you started with guns?
Before I started with guns, I was doing a lot of travel.
Okay.
I was big on Facebook and Instagram, and we were just posting a lot of our. This is pre situation. We were hitting the road a lot,
Okay.
and my Facebook friends and my Instagram friends, they loved it. I
Hmm.
had people say, "Yo, man, I traveled through your page. Thank you so much."
Yeah.
And um, and I just, had fun with it.
Okay.
So I would bring them along and they liked it. And that wasn't the reason why I started YouTube,
Hmm.
but it was, that was kind of a a link to
Okay.
YouTube.
All right. That's cool. So, how long have you been creating content in general?
February, mid-February this year, we had our 1 year happy birthday anniversary
Okay.
on YouTube. So I'm fairly new. We 1 years old in this game.
Okay. So, happy anniversary. You know.
Thank you.
Yeah. How long have you been into firearms?
Now that gets a little more technical. Now, I can tell you pre-pandemic, I had never shot a gun before in my life.
Oh yeah.
Never.
All right.
So, when all that was happening, we were very confined to our homes. There was nothing we can do. We really couldn't go out. We couldn't do anything. And I was losing it.
Yeah.
If I've always been an outgoing person,
Hmm.
I've always liked to go, even if it's just to go to the mall or go to the park or go, but just all that confined to the house, that was just not me.
Yeah.
And so I was really in a situation, it kind of forced me into a situation to where I kind of felt very uncomfortable.
Okay.
So then, I was like, you know what? I have to start thinking outside of the box. I have to start finding things that I'm able to do that I'm not going to be, around a whole lot of people and still be able to have fun.
Hmm.
So that's when I went outside. And, and when I went outside, everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed. But let's just rewind a little bit.
Hmm. Take us back.
Before that, yeah, let's just rewind a little bit. That's how I got outside. But how did I get into guns? Now, during that time when we are confined to the home, couldn't do anything. Now, my husband had been trying to get me to watch The Walking Dead for 10 years.
Shout out The Walking Dead, one of the best shows ever.
Yes, that I can definitely co-sign that. I
Yeah.
second that 100%. So I just found zombie movies so dumb. I was like,
Hmm.
why do I gotta watch? This is not real life.
Yeah.
This don't happen. This just ain't it. So I was like, you know what? There's nothing else to watch. Netflix, boom, hit it. I was like, I'm gonna watch this and see what this is all about. Let me tell you, I binge watch The Walking Dead all 9 seasons. Let's say 8 seasons because 9 season was kind of delayed, and then 10 came out
Mm-hmm.
a little later in about 4 months.
That's what's up.
Every single episode, everything. And before I was finished, and the pandemic was happening, I kind of freaked out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh my God, when I was, watching the news, there was just so many things going on. Just situation in Wuhan was super scary.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And I was like, oh my God, they were just showing us how these people are just collapsing in the street. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what is happening? And then they came out with and it kind of put me in a place like, oh my God, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. The Walking Dead is going to be outside tomorrow.
Yeah. Super scary, man. That crazy.
So it kind of like tripped me out, whatever. And I told my husband, I said, I got to go get me a gun.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at me, get you a gun? I was like, yeah, I got to go get me a gun. He was like, you joking, right? I was like, no. I cleared it. I went. This was before I had a license. So I had to wait. I didn't tell him what I was going to go do, what I was going to go get, what I was looking for. I just knew I needed something that was high capacity and was going to get it done.
Yeah.
So I went, and that's where I purchased my first firearm, and that was the Draco.
Okay. Draco out the gate.
I got the Draco. Still didn't say anything to him. 5 days later, I go back and pick it up. So I feel like a big shot. I'm coming home with
Yeah.
And so I walk in the door and I got the box, and he was like, "What'd you get?" And I was like, "Come on, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you what I got." So I'm real excited. And when he sees the box, he was like, "Yo, are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "No. Why? Why are you saying that?" He was like, "You ain't never shot nothing, and this is what you're gonna bring home first?"
Right.
And I was like, I'm sure it's gonna be easy. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get to it. We gonna, I got this.
Yeah.
We got this. We gonna do it. So he was like, all right, well, it's here now. I gotta get you to the range. We got to, start practicing and start, getting the stuff going.
Yeah.
Now, I also have which was, even though I had it, I had never really shot with it, which was the prized possession of my gun collection, which is the Larson 380.
Okay.
Now that's been in the family for many, 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 many years.
Okay.
So my first shot was with the Larson 380. So that was the whole introduction.
Mm-hmm.
So once we got that going or whatever, so my husband was already, he I guess I kind of threw him a little bit, being that was going to be my first choice of firearm.
Yeah.
But he was like stoked. He was like, all right, we got this big boy. Let's do it or whatever. So it was a very fun experience because knowing that I was stepping out there on something different, something that I had never dealt with before.
Yeah.
And I'm all up for, trials. I'm all up for, just trying different things.
Yeah.
So we got it. We went out there. He taught me, had a lot of patience with me because, sometimes hard head, but he had a lot of patience with me, and he really pushed me to do and get out there. And once that happened, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
I got that. I was bit by the bug, and it was, one after the other. Oh, I like this. Oh, look at this. Oh, this shoot like this. Oh, this is. And he backed me up 100%. Never once told me, slow down. What is you doing? He embraced what it was, the new passion that I had picked up, and he pushed me 100%.
That's what's up. Shout out to your husband for the support. That's dope.
Yes, thank you.
That's dope. So, do you have any type of firearms training?
I did a training.
Mm-hmm.
It was a what you pick 2 hours at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 hours. We got the basics, the fundamentals, the holding and all that stuff, how to use the sights and all that. But we had already ran through that already.
Yeah.
But it was just a refresher, just to say that okay, we have somebody with a license showing me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So to say that I've had some type of training, yes, I've had some type of training.
Okay. So, what made you want to take your newfound love of firearms and turn it into content?
Because I was at a point to where I wasn't able to travel,
Mm-hmm.
which was my content
Yeah.
when I was on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The It was just, let's just try it.
Yeah.
Let's try it and see how it goes. Let's put the my very first video was one of my first hunts.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a put together something that I had, let's just go put this up and see how it does.
Mm-hmm.
So there was nothing that was really set in stone to say that we had this huge plan. It was like I tell everybody, you have to take a chance. You got to, step out there some way, shape, or form. You have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to know and realize your capabilities and know what it is that you're able to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You just have to have that 1% of drive that will get you, you know, ions away and put you in places that where you never thought you would ever be.
Yeah.
And it's okay to fail.
Absolutely.
It's okay to, step back and say, well, this didn't work. Let me sit back and see, what it is what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
How can I go back and retouch this and refigure this out? It's okay.
Definitely.
It's
Definitely.
to me, it's a balance. It's a
Mm-hmm.
healthy balance in everyone's life.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, it's a part of life. Like, I mean, failing is it just comes along with the territory, and that
Right.
keeps a lot of people from stepping out, like you said, and taking that leap of faith, because they don't want to fail. But if you live life like that, then you'll probably never succeed because you're too scared to fail. So
Right.
definitely, that's good info. Um, how does it feel to be one of the most popular gun tubers out
I have not absorbed it all yet.
there? Yeah.
It's still very surreal. Um, it's a feeling. It's very humbling
Mm-hmm.
to go out somewhere and be recognized, or to go out somewhere and somebody say, "Can I have a picture with you?"
Yeah.
or something like that. It's very. I don't know. I haven't really
Yeah.
gotten
Yep.
to and I really appreciate every single person that has,
Mm-hmm.
because I have a chance to show them and let them know that I'm a person just like you.
Right.
I'm down to earth. I'm not stuck up. I'm not snobby. Why they have that type of um I don't feel like I've ever let off that type of
Mm-hmm. That type of
energy.
vibe. Yeah, yeah. People gonna
Right.
use whatever to try to put smut on your name and stuff like that. So yeah.
So I enjoy interacting with everybody, to to let them know, to bring them in to my
Mm-hmm.
little space,
Yeah.
so we have an understanding that
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. All right. So you feel like since you've gotten more popular that you gotta move differently? Because I like when I interviewed GHG Hustle and I was talking to him and he was saying like he gotta watch where he posts like of where he is like when he's at the range because people start noticing where he is and people start showing up to the range where he is and it can kind of get uncomfortable. So you feel like you got to move a little differently now?
No, I don't feel like I have to move differently, because I was always aware. I was never asleep.
Yeah.
So when you're always aware of your surrounding and what's going on and what's happening, you're always a step ahead of whoever thought they was going to be in your space. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So you always have to be, regardless of who you are. I feel like you never know
Mm-hmm.
what the situation is. You never know, how somebody is feeling at the moment, to where if where you wherever it is that you are. And it doesn't have to be somebody who supposedly just knows you off of social media. It
Hmm.
can just be any random person.
Yeah, true.
So being aware at all times is the most important thing ever.
Absolutely.
The most that may happen if somebody knows where my location is, you better believe that I done saw you before you even walked in the door.
Yeah.
So when you approach me, it's not going to be a surprise,
Hmm.
because I'm already there.
Yeah, you got to
You
be
know,
situationally aware out there. I tell people that all the time. I do videos on that, like just being aware of what's going on around you. Too many people, they got their phone out and they just not paying attention. Like you got to be
right,
aware because it can
right,
pop off at any time. So definitely be
right.
safe out
So
there.
I don't feel like you have to be known
Yeah,
anywhere to be aware.
hmm, definitely,
Everybody must be.
definitely. Do you feel any pressure being in the position that you are as one of the most popular gun tubers?
Um, I wouldn't call it pressure, because I am who I am, and it won't change for nobody,
Yeah.
regardless of how you feel about what it is that I've done or what it is that I'm doing. Um, so pressure wouldn't be a good, um, I guess, description.
Hmm.
I guess it's just more of keeping the hardest part of it all is just keeping everybody satisfied,
Yeah. Yeah.
because somebody is always going to point out something that they felt it should have, could have, would have been done differently or whatever. And I feel like, that's why I bring it all. I
Hmm.
bring the mistakes. I bring, I don't do edit outs on anything, because when you edit, you can't edit out real life.
True. True.
And if I'm introducing to you a situation that can potentially be a real life situation, at least you should be able to know how to correct it,
Hmm.
how to get back in,
Yeah.
because nothing is perfect.
Absolutely.
So when you see my fumbles and when you see that stuff, I embrace that type of stuff.
Hmm.
And people that are, because believe it or not, a lot of people that watch us as gun tubers,
Hmm.
regardless if you have 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers, to they find a something that they can associate with and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
They're looking for people like them. They don't want to feel like, oh, I can, they're a little more intimidated by the bigger YouTubers, because they feel like, oh, they're professionals or they're this.
Hmm.
So they really can't relate.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when they come to our channels, we're on a more relatable
They feel
status.
that connection. They feel.
Right.
Yeah.
So when they see somebody or they see me mess up, oh, it wasn't just me, thank God.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? So I bring that in and I embrace it, and I, just like I take the criticism.
Hmm.
Okay, if you felt like it should have been done different, now you watch your words. You just ain't
Right.
gonna come on here
Right.
and just feel like you putting down, because
Yeah.
we're not gonna have that. You're not just gonna put down. But if you're sending me positive criticism, to where that I can absorb mentally and say, you know what, that he may have a point.
Hmm.
Okay, then we can go back in and we can talk, and, well,
Yeah.
what do you think? And but
Start
you're
up a
not just gonna.
conversation about it, and you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as far as feeling pressured or anything, I don't let this put me on that edge.
Yeah. That's kind of like one of the big things with me. Like, I'm not afraid to tell people, look, I don't know. Like, I'm not a professional. Like, I do this as a hobby, even though I love it, but I don't know everything. I might have all these different types of guns and stuff like that, but I'm not afraid to look here and say, look, I don't know. Like, I don't know
And
anything about it. Like, and people be
right.
like, oh, no, I don't know. Like, it's just simple. Like, people
And it's
expect you to,
okay.
yeah, yeah, right.
And it's okay. If we're going to call ourselves a community, that's what a community does.
Hmm.
If somebody doesn't know, they share knowledge.
Yeah,
You're going to come in and you're going to say, well, since you didn't know what this is, well, let me tell you, that is so and so and so, whatever, whatever.
yeah.
And then you be like, okay, that's what's up. Thank you.
Hmm. That's what I
you
love
know,
about a
and
lot of my
now,
subscribers. Is like if I don't know something, then so many times people hit me up and be like, "Hey, what you were talking about. You said you didn't understand this," and then they break it down to me, like you said, in a respectful way, not like telling me, "Hey, try this out," or this means this, and I'm like, "That's what's up. I appreciate that," because we can create that dialogue because I said I didn't know something, and then somebody was able to say, "Hey, try this" or something. But if I always act like I know something, then nobody's gonna be willing to say, "Hey, we'll try this out," because you know everything.
exactly,
So yeah.
exactly,
What
exactly.
motivates you to keep going as a gun tuber? Like, what motivates you to keep putting out your content and doing what you do?
Motivation. I'm a pretty motivated person. So I have an awesome team behind me that if I do fall short anywhere, hey, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
But just guns, new guns, knowledge, understanding. Like I said, everything to me is a new challenge,
Hmm.
especially when we're doing the firearms and we're doing all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so as far as what keeps me motivated to keep going is the positive interaction with my YouTube fam
Yeah. Yo
and even
gang.
the
Shout
haters.
out Yo gang.
Right, we're the yo gang. Even the haters.
Hmm.
You know, if you don't have any of those, you're not doing something right.
Yeah. True.
So they can't stand you, but they can't stand to leave you
Yeah.
because they always come back.
Right? The same people that
You
hating on
know,
you, they leaving a comment on every video. So obviously there's
exactly.
something that you like because you keep coming back to leave
Keep
whatever message you got.
right.
So
So my motivation comes from the Yo Gang fam.
yeah, shout out Yo Gang again. Shout them
All right.
out.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
When did you feel like people were really feeling your content? When did you start getting that feeling like, hey, I got something going on right now?
Um, I never let that determine um the fact that I felt like I had something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, everybody and everything has to start from somewhere. And from my start, I knew that I had the ability to get somewhere
Mm-hmm.
because I knew I wasn't going to give up. I was going to keep pushing and somebody was going to notice me.
Yeah.
Somebody was going to share my video. I was going to be just that different to where me just uploading that video, it was going to be so likable to where everybody or whoever did watch it or whoever was truly favorable to me was going to do the rest.
Yeah. I got you.
That's why I say I didn't come here, to adjust myself, my character for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either you like me or you don't,
Yeah.
you know? So it was, it, I'm blown away
Yeah. That's
completely.
what's up. I wish you nothing but the greatest.
Thank you. And the same goes for you.
Appreciate it. Um, do you feel as a woman of color, do you feel like it's important for other women of color to exercise their Second Amendment rights?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. Just like I tell a lot of women that I, encounter that we have our conversations. And I said, sweetie, you cannot carry the police in your purse,
True.
but you can definitely have your first point of protection in your handbag.
Mm-hmm.
Your handbag, your book bag, your fanny pack, whatever it is that you're carrying, or even on your person.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, yo, I dress like you. I don't like the baggier clothes. I don't like this. I don't, I'm a woman. I want to be feminine. I don't want to have all this extra stuff hanging on me. And that's fine. That's why
Mm-hmm.
they make concealed purses. They
Yeah.
make things that make concealed carrying easier for women.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I did my conceal in my Gucci bag, I had a lot of people giving me, extra flack. Well, your purse is the first thing that they're gonna go for.
Yeah.
If they snatch a purse, what it is that you're gonna do? And they're not just taking the scenario for what it is.
Yeah.
they're blowing this up to you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, I got
to
you.
way out of proportion. Let's get one scenario at a time.
Hmm.
Let's deal with what it is that we're facing at the moment.
Yeah.
If I have my bag, I'm at the gas station, I'm noticing something's, not right. I'm gonna mentally, like I said, you always have to be aware of your surroundings.
Yep.
You already own it.
Hmm.
So,
Got it in reach. You know.
right.
The-
You adjust yourself, you open your bag, you put your hand inside your bag, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are ready for if anything was to happen.
mhm.
Now, I don't feel like you should leave your bag in your car or anything like that, because at that moment you have left behind your point of defense.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why
So,
I try to say you don't want to really put anything in between you and your weapon or whatever. So if
right.
you get out the car, it should be out the car with you, or at least to where you can just reach to get it and not have to go over seats and stuff like that. But sorry to
Exactly.
cut you off.
No, 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 that's fine. And if you know you're not going to be wearing, close to where you can actually carry on your person, make sure you're aware, make sure you practice with your bag, make sure that you know where you're going to put it, make sure, you know what I'm saying, be familiar
Yeah.
with what it is that you're carrying.
Hmm. Yeah, a lot of people
So,
just get guns and they just like, "Oh, I got a gun," like you got to
right.
practice where you putting it, practice drawing it from certain angles, certain situations, because you're not always going to draw it from your hip. You might have to draw it from a different position, and if you don't practice how you draw it, then you kind of it's already a stressful situation. So then
Right.
you
And
put anxiety and everything in that, and it could just make things 10 times worse for real.
every situation is different.
Hmm.
Every situation. So you can't, like you said, you have to be prepared. You have to know, okay, well, am I able to pull it from here? Am I able to grab it? Am I able to, you know? And sometimes, do you have the heart to pull it?
Yeah, that's the thing. A
You
lot of
know,
people don't
you
talk
can
about. People don't talk about that.
you can have your, your protection on you. You can have all this stuff. You can be mentally ready. Yeah, I'm gonna do this like this. I'm gonna do this like that.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, a lot of people are in these situations and forget they have a gun.
Yeah.
They they pretty much freeze up.
Hmm.
They don't do anything, because it's one thing to shoot paper and it's another thing to take a life.
Yeah.
Are you mentally prepared? Can you, or would you be able to sleep after you
Hmm.
pull that trigger?
Yeah. That fight or flight kick in. You don't know what's gonna happen. So.
Exactly. So, we have a lot of people that want to, speak these crazy games and oh yeah, 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 rah, 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 all this stuff. But are you really, do your heart really pump blood, or do it pump Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's so much more to it.
Hmm.
So much more than just going to the range and practicing.
Yeah. Do you feel as a woman that it's harder to get the respect that you deserve in a male dominated community like the 2A community?
No, let me tell you why. Because respect is due to a dog. So if you look at me and for whatever reason feel like you can't respect me for what it is that I'm doing, then I'm not the one with the problem.
Ah, okay.
You just don't want to acknowledge the fact that I'm in a male dominated sport. I've got on, literally planted my feet and took off running.
Yeah. Talk your
Now, if
shit.
you can't,
Talk your
if
shit.
you can't, if you can't respect me for that, then I'm not the problem.
Yeah. I like that.
I think you need to find yourself. You have something going on inside of you when you can't give other people their flowers.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. And there's a lot of people out there like that. I know but there's a lot of people out there like that that just
Hmm.
refuse to give you what you deserve. what you worked
And
hard
it's
for.
okay.
It ain't like you didn't grind for it and like it was just given to you. Like somebody just came and was like, "Oh, we're gonna get no." Like you grinded for this and you got it. Like you did what you
Exactly. And
did.
it's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay. You don't like I said, you don't have to like me. But at the end of the day, you're gonna respect me.
Yeah.
Whether you want to acknowledge the fact, you're gonna have to respect me.
Hmm. One way or another. You know.
Right.
Yeah. The first video I watched of yours was a gun collection video. Yeah, it might have been your first one. And then I watched your hog hunt video and abandoned prison video and your gun reviews and cooking videos. So how do you decide like what content that you want to put out?
Um, it's a feeling.
Hmm.
It's all like pick of the draw because I enjoy doing them all.
Yeah.
I enjoy hunting. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy shooting at the range. So it's more of okay. Well, I did a cooking a couple days ago. Let's go to the range.
Hmm.
Or I ain't done no hunting in a minute. Let's go. Let's go on a hunt.
Yeah.
Or so it's there's nothing pre-planned.
Okay.
I don't have a schedule. I just know that I want videos to post on certain days and I but to say what it is that I'm gonna do, no, I don't
Hmm.
have a pre anything.
Okay. So take me through kind of like a daily routine for you.
A daily routine for me.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a mom.
Okay.
So we have that daily routine with my daughter, and she's older. She's 15 years old, so I really don't have to baby her or anything.
Yeah.
But we go to school and all that stuff. Make sure she gets where she's going, and make sure she does what she's supposed to do. Come home and think of a master plan.
Hmm.
Think of what I did yesterday and what I could have done better that I did yesterday and what could I do today that was better than yesterday
Yeah.
and and just it's a lot of thinking,
Hmm.
planning, you know,
Yep.
besides the your everyday life.
Yeah.
I'm still a wife. I still got things that I have to do
Hmm.
around my home and stuff, but the wheels never stop.
Yeah. Absolutely. What do you carry for your EDC?
Right now I am carrying my staccato C2
Okay.
and I love her to death. She's um she's a perfectly configured compact pistol
Hmm.
with the feel of a full size.
Okay. Okay. I'm still waiting to get my hands on the staccato. So
Oh
I've
man,
only
you
heard
got
good
to.
things. I've only heard good things, but
You got to. I'm telling you. I'm not saying that it'll change your life or
yeah.
anything, but it will definitely. It's a and y'all probably hear me say this a lot. It's a fantastic shoot. It's a great shoot. And
Yeah.
when I say these things, I hope people take what it is that I'm saying based on what it is that I'm shooting,
Hmm.
if it makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm shooting a $2,500 gun and I say it's a great shoot,
Hmm.
it's a great shoot because of, what it is that I'm shooting.
Hmm.
So if I'm reviewing or I'm telling you that a $260 gun is a great shoot, man, for that price point, this is a great shoot.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I hope that everybody is able to understand and to I'm not even gonna say it because I'm gonna mess it up. I hope everybody really understands when I say things are great shoots based on what it is that I'm shooting.
Hmm. Yeah, and people need to kind of know that when like I'm a consumer myself, as you are and everybody else are, but I like when I watch videos of reviews, I watch it to gain some knowledge, but I take it all with a grain of salt. Like this is this person's outlook on whatever I'm watching, and yeah, they might say that it's great and they love it, but that doesn't mean that it's for me either. And
Right.
they're just giving their perspective on it. So I gotta, you gotta put those things together. Like so many people get mad, like, oh, well, I thought that gun was crappy. Okay, you don't like it. That's fine. I love it. You don't have to love it. So you're
Exactly.
watching for people's opinions. You get that for that reason. And a lot of people kind of just put too much into it. You know, I'm not saying oh go buy
Right,
the gun. I'm just saying that I like it.
right. Exactly. I
Yeah.
mean, good, bad, and ugly. Everything is welcomed. I have a lot of the Yoke gang that you send recommendation. Hey, can you talk about this one?
Hmm.
Can go check this one out? So I try to have a balance between more budget friendlier guns, guns that people wish they can have,
Hmm.
or on that level, so that everybody is can be a part and nobody feels
Yeah.
left out. Well, I'll never be able to shoot that gun. I don't want to watch this. Or
Hmm.
I don't want anybody to feel that way. That's why I make it my business to go out and find guns that people who don't want to pay, but that these high crazy prices for these guns, but then have a little bit of I guess security to say, okay, well, she shot it and she says it's okay,
Hmm.
then it might not be that bad, because a lot of these guns you can go to the range and rent them,
Yeah.
but you have to also remember these guns are not properly cared for.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have thousands of rounds ran through them and they put them in the case next.
Hmm. Might not be clean
So,
for however knows how long. So
exactly. So,
yeah.
when you are trying to go out and make a decision based off of a rented gun, you have to be very careful.
Hmm.
You know, I would love to tell my people, yo, what do you think I should go? What's my first firearm? I would love to tell everybody, hey, go out and rent it first, and then make your decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did make that suggestion, but then I was like, you know what? Not a good deal.
Hmm.
Not a good deal, because it's not going to perform as if it was your personal gun.
Hmm. Now, I recommend it in certain situations, like you said. I think before most people will go and buy a $2,000 gun, like if you was getting a Staccato or an Atlas or something like that, you might want to try that out. Because I'm like, I couldn't look at myself and be happy if I bought a $2,000 gun that I couldn't stand shooting. You know what I mean? But I know like some places they might rent the Staccato, and I would just say personally, I would want to try that before I actually purchase that. But I understand what you're
And
saying.
that's where a lot of research comes in too.
Hmm. Definitely.
You have to be able to sit down and say, well, let me find out.
Hmm.
And that's what YouTube is for.
Yep.
What better place to go to than to go see. I'm sure if you put in Staccato C2, you will have hundreds of videos.
Yeah. Yep.
Then you can, check your jams, your stovepipe factors, your loading and unloading, your
Hmm.
magazine. It'll bring you inside the main factors of the actual firearm.
Yeah. Yep.
So you get enough people to say that this is an excellent firearm. It has to be a little bit of truth behind it,
Hmm.
especially if it's not a paid promotion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what a lot of people
And
thought about Glocks, because everybody loved a Glock so much that it kind of turned people off. Like, no, you can't. These guns can't be that good. Like,
right.
but it's like it's a Glock. They run. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, it's like an AK-47. Like AK-47s just run, dirty, clean. They're gonna run, and that's like a
And
Glock to
I
me.
definitely, that's exactly how I feel about AKs. They will run forever and
Hmm.
ever and ever.
Yep.
ARs, they're a little more sensitive.
Yeah, yeah.
You
You don't want to
have to be.
shoot steel cased in it, and yeah, you got to baby it a
So,
little bit. But
yeah.
I like the ARs though.
I ain't with it. I ain't with it. I need to make sure, because one day, hey, you may just not have a chance to clean it
Yeah,
after a range day. And what if you have to use it in a self-defense situation,
yeah,
in a home invasion situation? I feel like you've got to be able to have a backup of some sort.
definitely,
And
definitely.
if you know this works, there's no need to change it.
There you go. Stick with
You
what
know?
works.
Exactly.
Mhm. What's your thoughts on carry guns with manual safeties?
I I don't that's one more second,
Yeah.
and that
Hmm.
1 second could have made a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't. I mean, I don't care about the firearm having the safety on or not. But if I won't use it.
Hmm.
I won't use the safety.
Yeah, I'm not big with
And
manual safeties myself.
yeah, because every second is critical.
Hmm.
Every second is, you have to be able to do it.
Hmm. And the quickest time possible, effectively.
Right.
And mumbling around with a safety could be your life. So
Right. And you're, like you said, your nerves are going. You're already you're stressed out.
yeah.
Your anxiety is through the roof. It's so just that one more second. No,
Hmm.
no.
So that kind of follows into my next question. What's your thoughts about keeping a round in the chamber at all times?
Um, I'm for it.
Hmm. If I lost you, I can't hear you.
Sorry, that was my bad.
There you go.
um, so what did you hear last? I'm for it.
Yep, I'm for it.
Okay, I'm for it. But as a mother, um, luckily my daughter is older,
Hmm.
and there's an understanding this is not for you to touch. You know, it's not what it is.
Yeah.
You, you, it's there, but you don't even see it.
Hmm.
Now, for my ladies that carry, that feel like they need to have one in the chamber, that have small children, I feel that's where your safety is most important.
Hmm.
Um, there's also practicing gun safety in the home with your children is priority.
Yes.
It should be to the point to where these children understand and know that these are not guns. I've never been a fan of even a toy gun, a cat gun, any of that,
Hmm.
because it lets off the wrong impression. You know, I've seen too many documentaries, too many situations to where they've taken guns into the classroom.
Hmm.
Just a science, just say an experiment.
Yep.
The gun was not loaded or anything, but it was in a book bag. They made it seem like one of the children brought the gun in their book bag.
Hmm.
And out of the 10, 12 children that actually saw the firearm, there was only one child that lost it.
Yeah.
Like, I know this not supposed to be in here,
Yeah.
and that scares me
Hmm.
because, again, cops and robbers and bang, 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 and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's it it it's fun for them, but it won't be fun for you in the end
Yeah. Definitely.
if we do not instill some type of fear
Hmm.
in the children to let them know that there's no rewind.
Yeah.
If you pick this up, there's no rewind. We can't go back,
Yeah.
you
I'm.
know?
I'm a.
So, yes.
No, sorry. I'm a big fan of like when my kids were younger. Like I wanted to get rid of that mystique. That oh this is a gun. Oh I want to touch it. You know what I mean. So I always kept my kids around my firearms. Not like it's unsafe. You know what I mean? But I always like showed them like here, this is a firearm. You're not to touch it. You're not to do this, or it's not a toy. You don't play with it. I took them to the range, and they've always been around guns, known what they are, what they can do to people and stuff like that. And I think that really took away a lot of the wowness to the gun. Like, oh, I want to just touch it. My dad ain't here. Let me go grab it and
Right.
do something like that. And I think a lot of times as parents, we want to protect our child, of course. Most people, and you want to keep your kids away from it, thinking that oh
You're doing the right thing.
yeah, and in some instances, that one time that oh I forgot it here, and my child grabbed it, and what I mean it was devastating. But that was matter of fact on the news today. There was like a 4 year old or 2 year old that got a hold of a gun in a car while their parent was out and shot like their 4 year old sibling and killed him. I was like this is crazy. Like it's just
Yeah.
crazy. But like, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Where you just want to, your children to be safe around it. But I like personally like showing my kids. I always kept them around guns, and to the
Yes.
point now, my 14-year old, he's like. he's almost like junior me. You know, he just loves to be around guns. He's in the rifle club and stuff like that. You know, he really just got into it to where my other two like, all right, you know, when you want to go shooting, we'll go shooting. But you know, my youngest is like, you know, Dad, let's go. You know, he's all
Yeah,
into it.
and
So
and trust me, and that's a part of gun safety.
yeah,
That's educating your children. That's making sure that they understand
mm-hmm.
what the consequences are
Yep.
with these firearms. So I'm for it 100%. I want them to learn. I want them to know. I did say that I wanted them to have some fear in it, but when I say
Mm-hmm.
fear, I want them to the fear that I'm talking about is if I grab this and I point it at somebody and it goes bang,
Mm-hmm.
that person is not coming back.
Yeah.
That's the type of fear that that I feel that needs to be instilled, but not fear for the gun,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
because I want them to go out there and shoot because it's a great sport. I love
Mm-hmm.
it. I I'm outside.
Definitely, definitely. Do
you
you
know,
take your daughter out training with you?
yes. I have to push it on her a little more.
Yeah.
She's not. She's makeup and lashes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, she will go, but it has to be like on her turn. Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, mom, I want to shoot today. Come on, let's go shoot.
Yeah.
But if I ask her, I say, come on, let's go to the range. Oh, mom, my eyebrows, or mom, But yeah, she enjoys it. But once
Hmm.
we're out there and she's actually involved in stuff, and she's like, man, I'm glad I came.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. I just love that time. You know what I mean? Like you always like I look at my kids like I swear yesterday you was this small. Now you taller than me and everything. And I'm like, you know, I just love the time that you get. And if it's like things that we don't normally do, and, you know, and being able to spend that type of time with them, then it's like it's all good for me. So
Right, exactly.
yeah. Would you consider yourself a movie person? And if so, what's the best gun movie you feel like you've ever seen?
Um, I'm not really a movie person, but the best movie, well, my favorite movie that had guns included,
Mm-hmm.
um, that was pretty gangster, was Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights. It's a classic. That's a classic.
that they really, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed that. That's my piece. That and Life.
Yeah.
Those are my two top. Then I have, quite a few that come afterwards, but
Hmm.
those are my go-tos.
Yeah, I
Those
love
are
Harlem
definitely my
Nights.
go-tos.
Yeah, that's a classic. Um, if you stop YouTube today, what would you want to be remembered for?
If I stop YouTube today, what would I want to be remembered for? She started this shit.
There you go.
The OG of YouTube, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The hog lady, man. She was out there, she was doing it. She had no fear.
yeah, yeah. Like to this day, though, for real, I've never seen anybody do what you do. Like I've never seen anybody do go hog hunting. And I'm not saying there's not other people out there who do it, but I'm just saying I've never seen it. Like I've never seen anybody on YouTube and just do it. So like definitely gotta give you your flowers there because
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that there's other people out there doing it. But I'm saying that you're the only one I've ever seen do it.
Well, thank you, thank
Yeah,
you. But most definitely, I want to be remembered as the OG.
yeah. I was
Is
just telling
this
my wife, I was like, look, I was like, she be out here hog hunting. It should look fun. We got to go out there. We got to go to Florida one time and get hog hunting. She's like, I don't know. Like, no, we got to try it
it's
at least
a
one time.
different, yes, it's recommended
Yeah.
highly. And she doesn't have to get on the ground.
Hmm.
If she wants to go in the stand, there's multiple type of hunts that she can do
Okay.
until she becomes comfortable.
Hmm.
You know, if she was like, they scary looking,
Yeah.
they mean, and they bad.
Yeah.
So you kind of they're intimidating,
Hmm.
very intimidating. So if she just wants to say, she wants to harvest a kill, she wants to go out there and experience
Hmm.
and harvest, then I definitely put her in a stand, let her shoot 50, 75 yards, or if she want to snipe them, put them out at 100 yards.
Yeah.
There's different levels to it.
Okay.
Or if she wants to shoot from the buggy, she can actually, they'll take you out on the buggy on the ride. She can shoot them on the run. She can do, or if
Okay.
she want to get down on the ground with the dog. There's, trust me, I have a feeling she'll enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely something I'm gonna try. We're gonna try pretty soon. Any gun that you feel like you want to get, but you feel like the price is a little too high at the moment?
There's nothing in particular,
Mm-hmm.
but back to the second part of your question when you said, I feel like it's a little too high for the moment. Um, I don't do this for clout. I don't do this for anything of that level. What
Mm-hmm.
I do it for, and understand that if I want to get something out of something, if I want to get something out of something, meaning YouTube, you have to invest.
Yeah.
You have to look at it as an investment. So for me to sit back and say, oh, no, I can't do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's an investment.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what really is going to be the depreciation value on something that you spent a little more on?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, the
Mm-hmm.
turnaround, the flip is always, something to look at. This,
Yeah.
you're not buying a dead investment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to keep an open mind, and you have to invest in your channel.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Uh, what do you feel like is the best gun that you've ever shot?
They're all different categories.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't compare an AK to staccato,
Mm-hmm.
or I can't compare, so there's different levels to it all.
Yeah.
Now, the best handgun that I felt that I've shot was, or is, my staccato,
Okay.
because I don't know if I can say, if is it because I'm used to it, I'm very comfortable with it. I No, it's just a great, I love the way that gun shoots.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for women who may struggle with um pulling the slide back,
Mm-hmm.
or everything on it is just so smooth to where it makes your shooting experience that much more comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
because you're not trying to, oh my god, this is so hard, or
Yeah.
the slide release, I can't push it, or it's, so the comfort in the experience is what makes it the best for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And out of everything that I have, I find that as far as handgun goes, that's my favorite, and to me the best.
Mm. Did you try out other models of the staccato when you
Yes,
picked one out?
right. I also have a P.
Okay.
So that's more for just saying I got it.
Mm.
It's too large to carry. It's, you can't do too much with
Mm.
it. So that's just like, it's a great shoot at the range.
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, all the factors that play into it makes the shooting experience that more, or for bragging rights too. But yeah, but
Definitely. Would you consider yourself a fangirl to any gun manufacturer?
no,
No.
because I give
I see. I'm
everybody
about to
a
say.
fair
I
chance.
see you got the high point. I see.
I give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah, everybody get on me about my high point. Like, why you get that thing? I'm like, I had to try it out. So, yeah,
Exactly. And it did what it was supposed to do.
yeah. Mine had
It
little
worked.
jam issues, but honestly, I think the worst part of the high point is the magazine. I think if they fixed the magazine, it wouldn't be a bad gun at all. I know they want to
Yes.
keep it under a certain price point, but fix the
Yeah,
magazine
but
and you got a really solid gun.
exactly. And that's, like I said, invest in your product.
Yeah.
If you invest in your product and just fix these little things that the us as consumers are complaining about,
Mm-hmm.
you will have, your sales will go through the roof.
Yeah, because everybody's already buying them, because they're dirt cheap. So just
Right.
imagine if you put a couple more dollars in it, put some decent mags in there, make some Magpul mags or something, but just make it a little bit better, and I promise you that their
And
sales will probably rocket.
that could not have been a better example to what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
if they would just take, what is it going to cost them?
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Yeah, because they already got a
So,
weird system. Like I don't really like the blowback system, but
mhm,
I mean, if you just need something to say, hey, I'm protected, then
right.
get your high point. You know, it's gonna do what you need to do most times. So
That's
yeah.
like I said, it works.
Mm-hmm.
I shot those 100 rounds with not one malfunction
Yeah.
at all. The carbine, it it didn't really, because it was almost like that magazine really had to be sat in
Yeah.
properly, you know.
Yeah.
So when I actually put in the magazine and I pulled the bolt back,
Mm-hmm.
you can almost feel it in the grip, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where you insert the magazine.
Yeah.
You can pretty
Yeah.
much tell, like, if it took it or not.
Yeah. It got like a
Did
little flex
it-
to it. Yes.
right,
Yeah.
and it was weird. It's like,
Yeah. High point, get y'all
oh,
shit together. Get it
well.
together.
Yes.
What's your favorite handgun caliber?
My favorite handgun caliber. I carry a 9
Mm-hmm.
for EDC, but I can, that 10 millimeter
Okay.
is something serious for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I enjoy the 10 millimeter. It's solid. It's so, I don't want to put no words out there and be like, oh, you know. Well, you understand.
Yeah.
It gets the job done. I mean, they say it take down bears.
Hmm.
It So that's a serious round. So definitely my favorite handgun caliber, I would say, would be a 10 millimeter.
Okay, that's nice. Um, what's your favorite rifle caliber?
Hmm. My favorite rifle caliber. I enjoy the 6.5 Creedmoor a whole lot.
Okay.
Um, that shoots out of my bolt action Savage,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoy that that round in that rifle. But I also have the 308
Mm-hmm.
that I like as well.
Okay.
So it's like each one of these calibers has something special to it, that, it's either, is it because the rifle that I'm shooting it out of, or what it is that I'm hunting, and what the takedown
Mm-hmm.
situation is going to be. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint a one favorite
Mm-hmm.
as far as rifle calibers, because they're all cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but if we want to be like versatile, like, you can get it anywhere, dime a dozen, the 5.56 223.
Definitely. Definitely.
But that's more of a, and when you're in the field, placement is everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you can take down anything with a 223 5.56.
Yeah.
So like I said, all of these different calibers have, characteristics that would be favorable to me,
Mm-hmm.
depending on what my situation is. But I don't have one special,
Okay. Got
because I take them all out.
you.
I
Dry firing to you, is it a good thing or bad thing?
really never understood dry firing. I understand why people do it,
Mm-hmm.
but whether you're doing it to have muscle memory for your sights,
Mm-hmm.
but when you dry fire, the gun don't move.
Yeah.
So how are you trying to memorize anything because nothing happened?
You don't get that recoil.
Right. So if you're actually just trying to figure or feel your trigger out,
Mm.
then I can understand the dry firing to say, okay, pull, 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 wall. Okay, pull, 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 reset. Okay, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But to say that I'm practicing with my sight alignments and all that stuff, to each his own. I don't knock anybody for what it is that they do or they feel like they need to do to get better at what it is that they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I just think that's a lot of extra wear on the firearm
Mm-hmm.
that's really unnecessary
Okay.
because a lot of dry firing it's can't be good. You know, the function your pistol is not made to be dry fire. It's made to fire.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're forcing it to do something that it's not made to do, you should consider. I know ammo is super expensive, and I understand completely.
Yeah.
That you just want to get a feel, and you just want to know what it is. That's fine, but I wouldn't say consume yourself
Yeah.
with it. There's nothing better than the actual thing, getting out there and doing it.
Yeah.
Make it count.
Mm-hmm.
Make it
Definitely.
count
Definitely. What's your thoughts on having a carry rotation?
for it. I am all for it because some situations may call for different, pistols
Mm-hmm.
or your a different carry. You dress up in your nice suit and you're they like to wear these little slim suits now. You dress up in your swimsuit, you can't have no, you know, to me, the canics are huge.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, if you, every EDC canic can't have that on you with your suit.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to have something that's, concealable,
Mm-hmm.
not um, easily spotted. It's, if you already have a hard time trying to conceal carry.
Yeah.
So imagine trying to, conceal something that you would conceal in your jeans and your oversized t-shirt
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in
I
your suit. You know,
Yep.
for women too, it's, we all have different size handbags or, different, maybe we don't have a handbag and we want to wear a nice dress.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going to put a Glock 19?
Yeah. Yep.
So you have to become comfortable with not just one, at least two,
Mm-hmm.
to say, okay, I have my you know super compact pistol, and then I have my EDC if I have on my jeans or whatever, or just throwing it in my bag.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you should
Okay. So,
have a rotation.
so if you're not carrying your staccato, what you carrying?
My Glock 19.
Glock 19. Okay. Shout out the
I
Glock
got
gang.
I don't know. My Stoger STR9, that little thing there,
Oh yeah.
showed out.
All right.
Showed out. I like at this point, I have put probably about 450 rounds through it
Okay.
without without an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Have not broken it down, have not cleaned, have not me, I like to push everything to the limit.
Yeah. That's how I like to too.
Everything.
I'm like, if I'm gonna carry it, I want to shoot it at its dirtiest. I want to shoot it throughout everything, so I know how it's gonna perform in all different type of conditions.
Exactly. And like I said, you may not have time to say, oh, after this range down, let me clean my gun. You may can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and you got to unfortunately use it, and then, uh-oh, what happened?
Yeah.
So no, this them things going to the range as is, come as you are.
Right. uh, what's your thoughts on open carry?
I think that is the most foolish thing ever.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it
I
myself.
mean, no, because you don't have eyes in the back of your head. even though I tell you and I stress, you do have to be aware and vigilant of your situations and be, of your surroundings at all time, and that's understood. But you can't see behind you, and you're not going to be standing up, back up against the wall
Mm-hmm.
everywhere that you go.
Yep.
So there is going to be a situation and a time to where your back is exposed,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're reaching, arms are not down on your side to where you would be able to feel if somebody was going to grab your firearm. You
Mm-hmm.
might just be extended arm. You might just be getting some off the shelf, and boom, just like that, you've become vulnerable.
Hold on, you froze up. Now you back.
Oh, I said, and just like that, you've become vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, definitely.
And you've, you know what? Hold on. Let me get my phone really quick.
Any firearm that you would 100% recommend?
No, because everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's different. I would never want to put any of my recommendations on anybody. I'll tell you what I like,
Yeah.
but I would never say, go get this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not based off of, oh, because they ain't paying me. No, because we're all different.
Yeah, absolutely.
My hands may be different from your hands. You know, the way recoil management may be different. It may be okay for me, but it may be too much for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like to recommend. Now, if you ask me my opinion, and if my opinion means anything to you, then I would give you my opinion on a firearm.
Okay. Any YouTube channels that you watch frequently, and they don't have to be gun channels. They could be any type of channel.
Yes. Shout out to my sis, Miss Red Phoenix.
Shout out Red Phoenix,
Um,
Miss Red
yes,
Phoenix.
Miss Red Phoenix. Lady Wick TV. She's also the bomb.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Lady
Tactical
Wick out there. So
Tangerine.
if you hear me, Lady Wick, I'm trying to get you on there too.
Tactical Tangerine. She's also, killing it out here. Hey, I gotta big
Absolutely.
up the ladies.
Yeah, do your thing.
100%. You're bigging up the
Shout out
ladies.
to the ladies. Shout out the ladies. There you go. No doubt.
Yes, yes.
Couple more questions, then I'm gonna let you get out of here.
Okay.
Um, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Why we have to go so far?
we can take it down some. We'll do 2 years. We see yourself in 2 years.
Um, in the next 2 years, I can, well, if I tell y'all, then it won't be a surprise.
That is true.
Doing big things.
Always,
Doing
always.
big things involve and doing big things with the community, making sure that, you know, that these firearms are not frowned upon.
Hmm.
Helping people to understand that guns don't kill people. People kill people,
This is true.
you know? And it's more to it than just buying one and
Hmm.
saying that you have one.
Yeah.
Educating, making it a sport, making it a passion, making, you know, and unfortunately, I know and understand that we can't get everything off of the street.
Hmm.
But if we get everybody or the majority licensed
Hmm.
to own and carry a firearm without fear of saying, oh, they ain't gonna give me none, or
Hmm.
I'm not even gonna go out there and get one because I already know how this is go. If we can take that stigma out and give everybody a chance to go out there and try, at least try, and then you'll have an understand. If you don't, then you'll understand why. You'll
Hmm.
understand. Okay, well, I understand.
Yeah. Yep.
What it is, and I may not be able to per se carry it, but I can go purchase mine, pick it up in 5 days, and still enjoy the sport like everybody else.
Hmm. So
You
is
know?
that the wait time for y'all in Florida? It's like when you buy a
Yes.
gun. Okay.
And for it's 5 or 7 days. I don't know. It's been so long. But I think it possibly it 5 days. If I had to put money on it, I would say five.
Okay. And then if you have like your, I don't know if y'all call it a concealed carry license or what y'all call it. If you have that, is it quicker or is it still the same time?
It's way quicker. All the longest process at that point is waiting for your background to come back.
Hmm.
Once your background comes back, you can walk out the store with it.
Okay.
Same day.
Okay. Nice. See, up here we just like if I go to go get a gun and I like I pass my 4473, I pass the background check and everything. I can actually get the gun that day, like the same day
Hmm.
and everything. We don't have the waiting period. So
Right. That's just like here in Florida. If you have your license, if you don't have your license, then you got to wait the waiting period.
yeah.
But sometimes these backgrounds take so long to come back to where you
Hmm.
got people having to wait two, three, up, 5 days or longer
Yeah. Yes.
to come back. Just because you have this doesn't mean that you're guaranteed.
Hmm.
You have people that have their license and still have to wait.
Yeah. See, we don't even have to wait if
So,
you don't have a license. Like you can still pick it up the same day and everything.
okay,
Yeah, I was talking to what was it,
cool.
Gershon
I mean,
Tactics. I was talking to him and he said his wait. I think he waited
that's my
like
little bro.
over 100 days or something like that for a gun, and he just ended up saying he didn't want it after that. Like,
And then you still penalized because you got to pay for it to the restocking fee and all this
oh
stuff.
yeah,
And then it's almost like you got to sell it back to them
yeah, yeah.
because you own it.
That's crazy.
They think they split. You own
um,
that.
what advice would you give somebody buying their first firearm?
What advice that I would give somebody buying their first firearm? Now, are we talking about somebody making their first purchase with a license or just the first purchase period?
We'll do purchase period.
Okay, first purchase period.
Hmm.
Um, because you have it doesn't mean that you can just use it as you please outside of the range, if
Okay.
it makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay, and it's to be used in an absolute situation to where there's no coming back from.
Hmm.
Be mindful, be cautious, be smart about it. Do not let your tempers flare because you own one.
Hmm.
Don't be extra Billy bad, you know what, just because you have one.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if you watch Active Self Protection, but he always John Correa. He always says, check your ego. You know, what I mean, especially when you're carrying a firearm, you check your ego because a lot of people get into ego battles and it
Yes,
turns into a gun battle and somebody dies just because somebody said something to you and the whole situation could have been avoided.
exactly. Exactly. Humble yourself.
Yeah.
Humble yourself because it you don't need or want it to become a situation that could have been avoided.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Uh, appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you want to say to Yoke Gang and to everybody out there before we get up out of here?
Yes, thank you for having me. This was great. I just looked at the time. I said, "Oh, we finished already." Oh, sorry.
No, you
Give me
good.
one. Sorry about that. Yes. First of all, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me and inviting me to the show. It was a pleasure. I had a great
Anytime.
time.
Anytime.
Um, it's I enjoyed it. It was a pretty cool. This is my first like question answer type thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
on my when I did my live with RGG, it wasn't. more of a interview.
Yeah.
It kind of went. We just started talking about all type of
Yeah.
stuff,
Yep.
So this
Yep.
was like my first. Uh, what about you? Type,
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? So yes, I do thank you. I thank you for the opportunity. I thank you for the exposure. Um, I want to thank, everybody watching that, took the time out to hear my story, to hear, you know, what it is, who she is. And hopefully this has opened up, a lot of people's minds and to understanding me and feeling me out and
Definitely.
not
Definitely.
taking anybody else's word based on, how they feel about me
Mm-hmm.
through a video.
Yeah.
Make your own opinion. After watching this, how do you feel about, her? What can you say about her that, you know, she all right,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely, definitely, and that's a reason that I do this because, like, I like to just kind of get more than the guns. You know what I mean? Like your background and see. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, like you said, people think that as gun tubers and as somebody on your status that you're unreachable. You can't talk to this
Right,
person. Like you can't have a conversation, and you're not like just a normal person. And I want to normalize that and bring that to everybody. Like, look, she's a human just like everybody else. Like
right.
she has
And
feelings and emotions, and she feels like everybody else feels, and we're all humans, and as if we could sit down and just have little conversations, that could show people a little different side than they might get to see, most of the times when they watch, everybody else's videos.
yeah, and it's sometimes it's kind of hard to bring that side of yourself when you are filming some content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this type of, interaction, I really appreciate, what it is that you're doing to give everybody a chance to get their own feel about people.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing them that much closer to in their world,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I like that. You keep up the good work. I enjoy it. I may not say anything I may not say too much in the comments, but I definitely support it, give you that thumbs
Yep.
up.
Appreciate
Um,
that.
so yeah, thank you. And thank you all for watching, and
Yeah,
thank
anytime,
you.
anytime. Like we got to do it again, and then we'll do it on the live platform, so the people can get to interact with you and stuff. Next time we link up and stuff, so other
Oh
people get
yeah,
the
see,
chance.
I haven't mastered that yet.
Yeah,
That I can't keep. It's like trying to watch the comments, speak to
yeah,
everybody, stay focused on you, and then but it's a lot of fun.
it
I've done
is.
two
It is.
lives, and it's been a lot of fun,
Yep.
but on my own life.
Okay. Yeah, but like I said, I definitely appreciate you taking time out of your day to sit down and chop it up with us and be a part of my platform, and to have this interaction. Anything that you ever need, I'm here. We exchange numbers, so we could definitely chop it up on a regular. But like I said, I definitely appreciate it, and I wish your channel and you, a lot of success, and hopefully you keep growing. I know you will. I ain't even gonna say hopefully. I'm putting it in the air. We're gonna speak
Thank
it into
you,
existence. Continue growth with your
thank
channel.
you, thank you, and I wish you all the same. Again, you are the link to the YouTube world. What it is that you're doing is keeping people together.
Hmm.
We're joining that chain. So everybody, like you said, it's or what we were talking about before, just the connection.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. I
So
appreciate it, and you have a good night, and
you
hopefully,
too. Good night, everyone.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Have a good one. Stay blessed.
You
Stay
too.
strapped. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Bye
Yep.
bye.